This is Rick Rule for Rule Investment Media and the Rule Classroom, sponsors of the 2025 Natural Resources Investment Symposium, held July 7 through 11 in Boca Raton, Florida, via live stream in the comfort and convenience of your own home. A couple things you need to know about the conference. The first is that over 4 days, we're going to present more information to you than you could possibly absorb. And so, to that end, whether or not you attend live or live stream, recordings of the conference will be available to you for a full year after the conference, and you'll need to avail yourselves of those recordings. The second thing is that before the conference, we interview every exhibitor and every speaker so that you can reach out to them before the conference and allocate your time and resources at the conference more efficiently. No other conference in the world that we know of does this for you. You also need to know that every public company exhibitor at the conference is owned by the conference sponsors in their own accounts. Some might regard this as a conflict of interest. I would suggest that it's vetting. We turn down more exhibitors at our conference than we accept. So let's begin this process. Today, I have the great pleasure to interview a man I've come to know over the last few years, Luis Azevedo, who is the CEO and founder, by the way, of Bravo Mining. Luis, first of all, thank you for really decades of effort on behalf of mining investors, particularly in Brazil, much more recently with Bravo. Thank you, too, for your ongoing support of the Rural Natural Resources Investment Symposium.
It's a pleasure, Rick. I
Tell me
appreciate
something about your background. Tell me how you became CEO of Bravo and why it is that you're suited to this role.
Well, as you know, I'll complete next year 40 years of experience in mining in Brazil. I I worked for major companies in the beginning of my career. About 20 years ago, I started combining my two jobs, geologist and a lawyer, to try to develop the junior market in Brazil. And basically, we done quite well. We done some copper fertilizers companies, and about 5 years ago, we came across of this project they call Luanga. Luanga was owned by Vale, and they decided to sell the project for someone with experience in the region. We have just sold our past company, Avanco, a couple years before, and we were choosing for that. And we are very excited that the deposit is being great to us.
Uh, Tell me something about the, well, first of all, for those particularly American viewers who don't know what Vale is, uh, the old CVRD, this is the largest and formerly parastatal mining company in Brazil, arguably the greatest collection of mining assets in Brazil. But let's go on and talk about this asset. This is ostensibly, at least, a PGM asset. But tell us something about the asset size, the history of the asset, that kind of thing. Give us an overview of where we sit with the asset today.
Well, the asset was found in the early 2000 by Vale, as I mentioned, and they done about 50,000 meters of drilling over there. They came to a resource which was not 4311 of about 5.5 million ounces, 120 million tons, with a grade of 1.2. When we look into that asset, we said, well, I think we can extract much more than that. And now the deposit has 10 million ounces measured indicated and 5 million ounces inferred. We basically done 70,000 meters more of drilling. And most of that drilling was done from the surface to 250 meters depth. But we also have about 40 holes that is crossing 450 meters. So this deposit can be expanded a lot more than what we have. I think one of the things that it makes us more excited, Rick, is the infrastructure. Like Carajás is the Pilbara of the Brazil or South America, with all this infrastructure, and we have like 3 power lines crossing the project itself. The deposit has 8.1 kilometers of strike, And basically, one of the things that it make us very well convinced is the logistics that we are able to evacuate products. Also, the absence of any ESG constraints to this project. So everything is supporting that that Luanga are going to be very easy to be developed.
I think that's important when people who aren't familiar with the project think about Brazil. They think about the deepest, darkest Amazon and, jaguar pasture. But in fact, Carajás is a real mining company. The people who live there are miners. They support mining, all that. So that's an important point. The resource number that you talk about is very impressive too. If you talk about, first of all, the growth from 5 million ounces in all categories to 15 million ounces and growing. Uh,
Well, that's another benefit that we have in Luanga. We have basically an average grade of 2 grams per ton, which is better than any other asset non-developed in the world, open pitable. But one of the things that it makes us more excited as we advance is the easy metallurgies that we see in this project, and also the high grades close to the surface. So that will going to give us a very early payback for the project as well. So like we couldn't find a better asset than what we have in hands at the moment.
I should point out that most of the platinum produced in the world, most of the PGMs produced in the world, come from three countries: South Africa, Russia, and Zimbabwe. Countries that, in fairness, exhibit fairly substantial political and social risk. One of the things that attracted me to Bravo was the fact that I wanted to expand my own platinum and palladium portfolio outside of those three countries. Brazil having treated me well, that was attractive to me. And the idea that there's a 15 million ounce deposit that could grow, that offers political diversity uh, relative to the constraints that other producers face in the aforementioned countries, I think is important. What you surprised me with last year was a potentially different deposit type, an IOCG hit. Can you talk something about this new deposit type? The idea that we may have two different economic deposits on your concession.
Yes, that was a surprise to us as well. Uh, Actually, like we know that we are in the zones of the EOCG deposits, the Salobos, Sossego, which are big deposits, and Furnas, Paulo Afonso. But we thought when we bought this project, Rick, that the fact that the Valley had this deposit for 20 years and he explored, like as I mentioned, 50,000 meters, that the possibility of a UCG was uh, uh, zero, basically. And the 2 months after we start drilling the project in an infield, we got this massive sulfide, which everybody was excited by the nickel price and never pay attention that we had 1% copper in this massive sulfide. And we actually done a EM of fly over the property, and we found about 50 anomalies. And we since then we've been exploring, and of course it's new. We're doing the basics to make sure that we do this right, and we have some really exciting results so far. We found a large zone with massive sulfides. We have across 17 other anomalies surrounded that one, which is called T5. And actually, we've been doing the exploration, doing soil, geophysics, auger, and we're going to start drilling very soon those anomalies as well. So it's exciting times for the UCG as well.
So, what will Bravo shareholders like myself look forward to in the next 12 to 18 months in terms of advancing the market's knowledge, both of the PGM deposit and also of the IOCG potential? What will happen in the next 12 to 18 months that will increase our understanding of the value of the assets in Bravo?
Yes. The idea is to explore, do more drilling on the IOCG. We have five very significant large anomalies, mega anomalies to follow, and some, as I mentioned, 17 EM anomalies that we're probably going to start to bring in results in the third and fourth quarter of the year. But I think what we are focused right now is improving our, let's say, knowledge over the PGM deposit as well. We've done a lot more metallurgical work over this, and we are working very hard on the preparation of economic study for the PGM as well, which we hope we're going to bring to the public and shareholders very soon.
And what will that be? Will that be a PEA, a PFS, a BFS? What will the nature of the study be?
We're going to be a PA at the initially, and then we're going to start working on PFS. But have in mind, we've done over 200 metallurgical tests. In our group, we have a lot of good engineers. So we're going to be a very robust PA.
Luis, thank you for your efforts so far bringing Bravo on for the shareholders, particularly, of course, this shareholder. Thank you too for your ongoing support and sponsorship of our conference. It's important to me that our attendees have access to somebody within a company to learn more. Who might my attendees reach out to learn more about Bravo, and how might they reach this person?
His name is Alex Peña. He is our EVP. His emails contact is alex.peña, Penha, at bravomining.com.
Luis, thank you again for
Thank you
your
very
efforts on behalf of us. I guess I won't be hosting you in Boca Raton this year. You have other obligations, but I look forward to seeing you at the 2026 Natural Resources Investment Symposium.
for sure. And thank you very much for being very supportive to us. Think
I
we're
guess
done.
we're still uploading.
So, Rick, we're gonna take some core to your conference, and you're gonna see probably a 3D model of our filter mine. We are very advanced on this, and as you know, we are already permit and going to very soon to the next level of permit as well.
Wonderful. I look forward to having my understanding of the existing deposit upgraded. I look forward to that.
Thank you very much.
Albert, is that you trying to reach through?